Hi, this is Juliet Yalverton here today, and I'm here with Selina Farrington.
Yes.
Yes. So I've just kind of asked her, persuaded her, and she's really nervous if she'd give a little video testimonial about the trauma skills training. And how are you feeling in this moment, Selina?
As soon as you said a bit nervous, I felt my hands really clammy, and now I can feel my cheeks go really red. And it probably doesn't help that I've got a bit of a cold, so we're recovering from cold. So
Yeah, well done. So to heal trauma, we can't do it through the mind. We can't just think, oh, I'm traumatized and I have to get better. We have to work through the body, and that's one of the fundamental things about trauma healing. And the second thing is, it's about feeling safe. So when I've asked Selina now to come on this little video interview, she feels possibly unsafe. What's your sense of that, Selina?
the unsafe rings true in the sense of I feel exposed, I feel vulnerable, and knowing that this is a very important message I feel very passionately about. It's that I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
How can you get it wrong?
So how many of you can relate to, I feel exposed, I don't want to get it wrong, and that when you get to that message and then you notice that you feel bad in your body. So Selina, you're feeling your palms sweaty in this moment.
Yeah, so my palms are very sweaty. I feel sort of very hot, sort of coming up through my body and over my face. My voice feels a bit, I don't know the word to describe, a bit almost like shaky, ratty. I don't know if that's how it's coming across, but that's what it feels.
Okay, so now I'm going to stress you even more. And I'm going to ask you to project your voice out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that the mic can pick up your voice. So I'm putting Selina through this, but she's had a whole year of training with me, the trauma skills training, and she said that she would come on and do a little interview, but she also said, could I help her first of all and demonstrate some of the approaches that we use for healing. So healing trauma is not, it doesn't make that bad thing go away that might have happened to you, but it gives you the capacity in the present moment to manage your nervous system, to manage your regulations, so that you have the capacity to do what you need to do without getting overwhelmed. So I'm stretching Selina's capacity here, because have you ever been on a video interview like this before?
Not an interview. I've done many myself, but I know what I'm going to say, I know what's going to be happening, and it's that whole unknown of being in an interview setting.
Yeah, so I've got a tickle on my nose now. So there's no getting it wrong. It's about, can you show up and be authentic in your life? That's the nature of trauma healing. When we're traumatized, we're no longer authentic, and we're shut down, and we're frightened of getting it wrong, and we try to do things the way other people want them, and we might be boiling up inside or dying inside because we're not living our authentic lives, because living in an authentic way is too fearful. So that's all about the work that I do, helping people to be authentic, to manage their nervous system, to have capacity to live their life to the fullest. And Selina so kindly said she will give her testimonial, so I'm just going to ask now. Can you just take a breath, Selina? So the breath is really important, and the long out breath, it's really important for grounding. So when you do the long out breath, you're lowering your adrenaline. So just remembering all the times together on the training when we sat and grounded ourselves.
It feels so good.
So just feeling your bottom on the seat. Noticing how that feels in this moment. There's lots of time. And noticing your feet. And just allowing the whole of your nervous system to settle in this moment. So this long out breath and just bringing yourself into a present moment awareness of your body is really fundamental in healing trauma. And noticing if there's a place in your body that's comfortable. Finding some comfort there. Maybe taking another long out breath, taking an in breath and a and just settling into that place of comfort in your body.
Notice the unbalance of my bottom.
So how are you feeling now? What's changed from a few minutes ago? And remember, just project out a little bit.
A sense of grounding and stability. The place of comfort I felt in my body was my bottom, and then that's when I noticed that my balance, I was sort of leaning to one side. It was uncomfortable, so I corrected that, and yeah, I feel a lot more grounded. That's the word. Thank you.
That's good. Oh, well done. You're the first person that I've ever done this with on when you decided to do the training. Why did you do that?
So I have a history of various situations in my life that has caused me great pain, and I've tried the pharmaceutical route with antidepressants over a period of years. I tried talking therapies, which helped in the short term, but always I found myself going back to an old patterning. And trauma, to begin with, for me, it was always thought of that I've not got trauma. It was always for, I'm in a better situation than what most people are or other people are. So for me, it was just that whole awakening process of I have unresolved trauma. And no matter what pharmaceutical medicines I was given, talking therapies, I threw myself into exercise, I constricted my calorie intake, so I was quite poorly. It was just an ongoing thing of try this, do this, try this, do this, and it was just all mind, and it was overwhelming. And then I come across you, Juliet, and it was just the gardens, and I was just like, I need to get involved. So yeah, you took me under your wing, and I started the training, and it's just been, it's an ongoing process. It's not you're going to be fixed, or it's laying the foundation of what I believe is missing in this world. The somaticness of it.
Yeah.
And the way I see the world moving forward, and with my own children, it's the gift that keeps on giving through the generations. And I think if we can all implement something that can make a difference, then I'm up for it.
Yeah, wonderful. So you mentioned the somatic aspect of it. So you did all this talking therapy, all sorts of pharmaceuticals, and then dieting and all that kind of stuff, but it just stressed you out more. And then you came to, you heard about this work, and you came and started doing it. So what was different with this, when you say the somatic, what happened that was different?
It was feeling me. To begin with, it was overwhelming in the sense of I started to feel parts of me that I never felt before. I started to recognise things that may have triggered me in my body. So whereas before I may get triggered and then react, now I get triggered and I feel it. And it's almost like a strange sense of I feel alive. But what comes with that is how to have the toolkit around you to deal with that in the moments. So yeah, it's just that feeling, bodily feeling.
Yeah, so you don't then get triggered into a row or a fight or a despair, like you feel it in your body, but you know what to do to manage that feeling.
Yeah,
so it's not just an overwhelming feeling. It's like, okay, I've got tools now. This has given me information about what's going on, and now I have a tool and I know what to do in order to manage this difficult situation.
Definitely is a new language. Whereas before it's always been in the head and trying to analyse everything, trying to fix everything from my trauma and from my fear of rejection. I've became this people pleaser a lot in my life, almost like a chameleon, trying to fit in with everybody and everything in the moment, whereas this somaticness is becoming more self-aware and authentic. You can begin to live your life in a better healing way.
Yeah. And I can see how you've changed profoundly over the year. Yeah. And did you notice on the training how much each person changed? Like the person that turned up at the beginning of the training?
Definitely. Even the skin complexion, the way people can hold eye contact with other people, it's just, the transformation is very visible from the other person within them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very visible. And there are still moments where I get stressed or get triggered, but it's that holding a lot greater capacity to be able to deal with it. And having my children witness that, I think is wonderful.
So it's made a big difference to the children.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I still have a lot of like generational sort of trauma that's starting to come up into my awareness now, but it's the capacity to be able to not react in the patterns that I once had.
Yeah, yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah. And I have you to thank for that.
Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a real gift. A real gift. And I think so many people could benefit from this. And it's not about you fixing other people. It is literally giving someone that empowerment to be able to do it themselves.
Yeah. Taking back the power for yourself, so important, especially now. So now you've sat on this chair beside me in this camera here, and you've shared from the heart in a very, very authentic way. How are you feeling in this moment? How's your sweaty hands?
They're fine. They're not sweaty. Magic.
You did it. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So it's another little hurdle over that we can gradually expand our capacity and show up in the world and be who we were born to be. As a soul, we each have a mission or a task or whatever. We're not just random, we're here to be of service in some way, to grow in some way. And when you heal your trauma, all that energy that you had previously that was kind of holding down the pain is now free, and that's the final module of the training, is transforming that energy and getting on track with who you're born to be. So looking forward to meeting you, and I think you might meet Selina as well if you come and join up and be part of what's going on here. We've got lots of things going on, but the training is the foundation, really. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, just if you've been on the fence of wanting to participate in this wonderful experience, let this be the nudge to just allow yourself to say yes, because it's truly amazing. And also, another thing that I really enjoy, because I love my food, is the food that Juliet puts on every weekend of the training. It is absolutely amazing, and 99.9% of it is from the garden, so it's organic, it's freshly grown, it's eating alive food, which is just so wonderful. So yeah.
Yeah.
And meeting new people is